Howdy, howdy, howdy. Another absurd idea I want you to think about. If you asked everybody you know this one question, every single person would say yes to that question. And here's the question. Do you want to know what's going on? And of course they would say, yes, I want to know what's going on. They might try to pin you down and say, well, about what? Just say, that's it. Do you want to know what's going on? About anything. And they would say yes. Okay, now do they really want to know what's going on? If they're hypocrites, which just about everybody is, then there are going to be certain things they don't want to know what's going on. And one of those things is 9/11. They don't want to know what's going on. As far as evidence that's going to make them angry, and I mean angry too, because they don't want to know that George Bush really created a conspiracy. Now, I might just have lost everybody on this website forever, but that's just the breaks of the game. I want people to try to consider what's in their own interest. So absurd ideas is hardly in anybody's interest. Now, I wrote this book, and I hope everybody reads this book. But the title of my first chapter, and it's a quote, "The truth is not a defense." And then after the quote, I put a question mark. But that's my question mark. In other words, the person that really said that was the prosecutor in the case. The truth is not a defense. And believe me, he meant every word of that. Because it doesn't matter what the truth is. Once they indict somebody, then they want to just win the case. And they will cheat every which way under the sun to win the case. They're not interested in justice. They're never interested in, well, what if this person is really innocent? And I know he's really innocent. I don't want to prosecute him anymore. But that's not how it works in reality. Once they've passed the threshold of an indictment, that's it. They want to prosecute and win the case. Now, I've had a case, in fact, I've had a number of them, that were dismissed. Okay, they didn't want to continue the prosecution because they couldn't win. And they believed that there was no way to do it by cheating, because they would cheat in a minute. So this is part of what we want in America. We want justice. I mean, that's why people came here, for justice. I mean, to not want justice is crazy, actually. And yet, when we see this case now, Eric Garner, who was murdered by these five cops, not one cop, five. And if you listen to my previous statement, I made a mistake. I said 4. And when I looked at it more carefully, and somebody actually pointed out to me that there were 5. There were 5. So anyway, 5 cops, they murdered this guy. And none of them, not one of them, tried to stop the other ones. They all jumped on the guy. So they're all guilty. So why then only have a grand jury for 1 cop when there were 5 cops? And amazingly, nobody seems to be aware of this except me. Okay, all the experts, lawyers and whatnot that are on TV talking about this case. Not a one of them says what? Why would they have a grand jury for one cop, Pantaleo, when there were 5 cops? They were all participants. So anyway, I just hope you think about this question. Do you want to know what happened? I mean, what really happened? Do you want to know? Not maybe, and I could guess, speculate, whatever, but I mean actually know. So when you have a crime that's filmed, and you should look at the film maybe and really know what happened here. And that's exactly what happened with Eric Garner. We have a film, and that's all there is to it. Okay? And to stretch this into a 9-week grand jury is a complete ruse, hoax, illegal. The grand jury is completely illegal. So to say, well, that's the system. But that's not the system. The system isn't to cheat. It's not to con the grand jurors into a bogus decision to suit the prosecutor, okay, who wants none of those cops ever indicted. And that's the way it works in reality. Now, according to Sharpton today, he said there were 3 cases that went to trial in over 100. I forgot the number he said, but it was over 100 murder cases by cops in New York City, and only 3 went to trial. So do you want to know what happened? I don't know. I hope you do. And have a good day.